Welcome to Pre-Snap Podcast, presented by LineStar app. Here's your host, Casey Bubba and Scott Bogman.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Pre-Snap Podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on the old Twitter there at LineStar app and at LineStar NFL. And more importantly, download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Everything you need in the palm of your hands to build your winning DFS lineups. We are back with your picks and bets show on the week, and we had a coming off pretty good week. So we'll talk about that in a second here. But you can check me out on Twitter at BDentric, and my co-host is always coming in red hot on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how we doing, man?
I'm doing good. You know what I did last week? I said, all right, because I've been diving more in and doing a little bit deeper stuff this year, and it hasn't been translating as far as the betting shall go. So I went, you know what? I'm not going to watch that stuff this week. So I didn't watch as much. I still read as much as I normally do, but I didn't watch as much stuff as I normally do. And bang, 11-4. So I think we're going to do that the next couple weeks and just see if it translates. Maybe I'm getting a little too into the weeds with my stuff, and I need to take a step back and just more shoot from the hip. I think I'm better that way. So
welcome to my world, shooting from the hips. Fun stuff here. But like we talk DFS, I'll start looking at trends and this and that. But when it comes to betting and the chaos that ensues this year, sometimes just going full like contrarian is the way to go. And the public's been getting pounded lately. So
yeah.
We'll see how that keeps going. But it's going to be a fun week. We got the 3 Thanksgiving Day games. If you're listening to this show, the Thanksgiving Day DFS show has already been dropped. So go get that one in there. Nice little 3-gamer for you, but we'll cover that. We'll cover the Sunday slate Monday as usual. And before we get into all that, if you guys want to check out the video, check out LineStar YouTube channel. You can watch us there in person, see us and our happy faces. Or you can just listen to us as usual and give a rate review on iTunes. We'd love that as well. All right, Bogman, let's get into all the minutia, all the stuff and things. We'll start Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Detroit at Chicago. It is likely Nagy's last game as coach. We got Andy Dalton under center. Boyle. Chicago is minus 3.5, though. Over under 41.5.
Now, right before we started, we hit record on this. We did get word from Detroit that Jared Goff is trending towards possibly playing, according to Dan
That sadly
Campbell.
changes things a lot.
It really does. This is a bad game, but look, we saw Boyle throw for 77 yards last week, and that stuff is just unacceptable. So even a half-working Jared Goff can be right twice a day. So I think I'm going to take Detroit in this game. I think in this game, I would take whoever was getting points is kind of what it boils down to, because Andy Dalton's a vet. I definitely expect him to win this game, and I expect the Bears to win this game, but I expect it to be a close-fought game. There's not a lot on offense for Chicago right now, because even if Darnell Mooney plays, he's not 100%. Allen Robinson is most likely out again. So it's just David Montgomery. And for Detroit, it's mainly DeAndre Swift too. So I'm going to take Detroit, but I will hammer this under 41.5. Like when I was talking the other day, I thought this line was going to be 38, 39, somewhere in that neighborhood. I just don't see how we get to 41.5. Who's scoring touchdowns here, Bob? That's my question.
The defense is.
Okay. I mean, that's a possibility, but are they scoring 4 touchdowns?
I know that's the tough part. That's the tough part.
So I'll give each side 2 touchdowns apiece on offense. That gets you to 28 points. After that, are we going to get enough field goals to get us up to 41.5? I just don't think we are. I think it's going to be I think the middle of the field is going to be tore up after this game. Lots of punts, lots of 3-and-outs as well. So I'm going to take Detroit and give me the under.
Yeah, I don't hate it. The Goff news is big. I'm glad that broke just before we started recording, because that changes my mindset as well on this game. And I'm going to go with Detroit. Like, sadly as it is, Boyle is so bad, I would have taken Andy Dalton in this game. But just the fact Goff's there, just him being there, it prevents the Bears from going full stack in the box the entire
It's not
time.
a guarantee either, but it's trending towards him playing. So
Which is huge.
let's hope we're reading between the lines correctly.
It helps Swift out a lot. It helps so many pieces of that game out that it at least makes it respectable. And Goff's been a covering machine. So
Right.
we got so I'll take Detroit on this one, and I'm with you on the under. If this game goes over, it's just because chaos broke loose. The other thing is, and this is like bad analysis, but a lot of these early start times, they start out so slow. It's like the old college basketball rules or Christmas Day basketball and stuff. The first game's just so slow. So we'll wait and see. Hopefully we get like an awesome like Creed halftime show or something. But yeah, give me Detroit, give me the under, and just pray that your family wants to eat really early and you can miss this game. But I doubt they want to eat that early. So got that going for you. Have a brunch, Thanksgiving brunch, everybody. There you go.
Yeah, even a Family Guy episode is like, hey, it's Thanksgiving, which means dinner's at 3:00 in the afternoon for no reason. So here we go.
Yep, I got that message to alert the family yesterday. Tell them we're eating at 3. Come over anytime afternoon. I'm like, oh, sweet, just in the middle of all the fun. But yes, all the fun includes Las Vegas at Dallas. Dallas minus 7.5, over under 50.5. This is a fun one. You're getting over a touchdown for a Raiders team that's not been great, but the Cowboys have been scuffling. But this morning, Tuesday morning, Jerry did let everybody know that CD is looking like he may play this week now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's smart to play him in this game.
I don't know if we should take our medical advice from Jerry Jones either.
Exactly. Do you see how much salt he was putting on that McDonald's breakfast sandwich?
Exactly. He makes me feel healthy.
Right. Exactly. Hey, you are drinking water. That's healthy. So I hate this game. I'll say, just as far as betting purposes, I think I might stay away from this one. This is going to be the one where most people are eating anyway. Right. So I'll go with Dallas. I'll go with the home team here. I think they need to bounce back after that big loss to the Chiefs. 50.5 though. I'm going to smash the under on that one too. And once again, I'm better at totals this year by a wide margin, but I feel more confident on the under here. I just don't know what Josh Jacobs hasn't been doing much outside of Darren Waller. They don't have much in the receiving game right now. They're not really utilizing Deshaun Jackson that much. Renfro gets his occasionally, but it's mainly Waller and that's it. So I don't like what I've seen from the Raiders offense in recent weeks. Dallas obviously only put up 9 points. They got the crap blitzed out of them. I would expect the Raiders to continue that trend as well. So I'll take the under, but I will take Dallas at home.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because Thanksgiving Day, expect Dak and company to kind of get back on track in this one. Gallup, I don't think, catches only 5 of his 10 targets, stuff like that. So it should even out. You see Pollard could have a big game out of the backfield with Zeke. Schultz do his thing. So I'm going to go with Dallas as well. I'm not super comfortable just because they look so bad. They really did. And that Raiders front four they're not like excellent. They can't stop the run, but they can blitz the passer. Yeah. They can get pressure on. We saw Burrow get pressure all day, given the Cincinnati O-line's horrific. But it's interesting. But I'll take Dallas. I'm going to take the over in this one because if Dallas covers, I think it's a lot of points. I think it's like Dallas is in the 30s and the Raiders still getting in the 20s. So we're in the 50-point range. That's my train of thought on this. We'll see. The Raiders have to get Josh Jacobs more involved. That's the biggest thing. Like looking at his numbers this morning, it's embarrassing the way they're giving him the football.
I don't understand why they're going. Is he still hurt? Because if he's hurt, then give him a couple weeks of rest or something.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like it's the trend. He had 7 carries, 9 carries, but then his passing game, he's had basically 15 touches in back-to-back games.
Abandon the run. So many teams doing that. It's
and when you have that receiving core, what are you doing? So makes no sense. All right, let's head to the Thursday night nightcap here for you and your second sandwich of the night. Buffalo at New Orleans. Buffalo minus 4.5, over under 46. Kamara's still up in the air in this one. Looks like Trevor Siemian is going to be the starter. So many questions, Boggs.
Yeah, look, I'm just going to take Buffalo and lay the points in this game. And it's more because of how beat up New Orleans is. I mean, no Alvin Kamara, now no Adam Troutman, who is quickly becoming a favorite target of Trevor Siemian. We saw it took them a whole half to get rolling last week. Then we just got this extension for Taysom Hill and know that he's going to get a little bit run of quarterback in this game. And I don't like that switching stuff. So I'm going to take Buffalo as the road favorite, which isn't a lot of fun. I know the public is fairly split on this one so far. I'll take Buffalo on the road. And I think I'm going to go with the over in this game. I think we've seen Buffalo allow some points. We've seen that New Orleans can score when they get down and start slinging it in the second half. Hopefully they break out some of that in the first half. I'd love to see it. If you don't have Alvin Kamara, what is the harm in throwing it early? You get down early, well, whatever. No one's expecting you to win this game anyway. So I'm going to take Buffalo, but I will also hammer that over.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with you. I think Buffalo gets back on track here. At the same time, though, I do believe that there's going to be some points to be scored. We saw what New Orleans did with Philadelphia last week. They got points on the board. Buffalo gave up points. Their secondary is good, but they've had a pretty easy schedule overall when you look at defensive metrics. So Buffalo over for me. Hopefully it's a fun final game of the evening. Let's head to Sunday. Tampa Bay at Indianapolis, one of the better games of the week. Tampa Bay -2.5 on the road, over under 51.5, Bogman.
Love this game. This is going to be absolutely fun one to watch. I think Indianapolis might be the second best team in the AFC right now. I told you that the other day. We saw Jonathan Taylor run for 5 touchdowns. Looks like a stud. We saw Tampa Bay dominate on Monday night. The Giants look lost. We'll get to them in a little bit here. But I think I'm going to take the home team here and lay the points. I'm going to take and take the points at home for the Colts. I'm also going to take the under. I think this is a more hard-fought game than a back and forth matchup. I think you're going to see a lot of Jonathan Taylor, but I think you're going to see some stops. I think this could be a field position game between these two teams. We're kind of getting into that playoff atmosphere and playoff mindset as well. Going to be a hard-fought one for sure. Give me the Colts and give me the under.
Yeah, give me the Colts in this one as well. Playing at home, playing well. As long as Wentz doesn't throw it away, they're going to have some chances here. So give me the Colts in this one to get things going. I'll take the over, though. I think both teams can put up some points in this game. It might not be like a back and forth, Tecmo Bowl type game, but I could see like a 31-27 type football game here. So give me Colts. Give me the over. Atlanta at Jacksonville. Atlanta -1 on the road. You know it's a bad game when Atlanta's favored on the road. Over under 47. The best thing that can happen, Bogman, is that Urban Meyer, or if the Jags give up a 13-minute opening drive to really get that game going.
I mean, the Welsh was he's a Niners fan.
Yes,
so mad. 13 minutes and then kick a field goal, right?
Jeff Wilson, wide open, couldn't even hit him.
But it's one of those where it's like, you just had the ball 13 minutes. Are you really going to risk not coming away with points in that? So I think you have to kick the field goal there. But in this game, look, I'm going to take Atlanta because they had extra rest, right? Atlanta, I'm going to take the under too because I don't trust either one of these teams to score. But they had extra rest. I know they just got shut out and they looked terrible against New England. And Jacksonville's been playing a little bit better, specifically on defense. Their game trended toward the under last week as well. So did the Atlanta game. It's not really about thinking these defenses are good. It's about thinking the offenses are really bad and really knowing the offenses are really bad. So I'll take the Falcons. Wouldn't lay any money on this game at all, but I would like to take the under and put some money on that.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one as well. I think Atlanta is the better football team, which doesn't say a lot because they both stink. But I'll take Atlanta and I'll take the under. It feels like a very, very boring, like 20-14 type football game. So hopefully Atlanta gets it done and just one more step towards Urban Meyer out that door. That's what we're hoping for. Jets at Houston, another barn burner here. First time Houston's a favorite all season long. They're -2.5, over under 44.5.
Give me the Jets. I took Houston last week. Didn't expect them to beat Tennessee straight up. I thought it could happen, but didn't expect it to happen. Houston didn't show us a lot in their win last week. They showed us that they can beat a team with a busted running game and their number one, number two, number three targets out as well in the receiving game. So, because I would go Julio, A.J. Brown, Jeremy McNichols as your top 3 targets in that game. They all, A.J. Brown got hurt in the first quarter.
Jeff Swain was out too.
Came back and played. Yeah, Jeff Swain had been scoring touchdowns and he was out. Yeah. Hook him, by the way. But I'm taking the Jets in this game, even if it's Joe Flacco. I don't really care. Joe Flacco didn't look bad last week, as much as I hate to admit it, because he's absolutely not elite and never was. But he looked good, and Elijah Moore looked great. I know they're going to be missing Michael Carter, but this team throws the ball anyway instead of running it. So give me the Jets, and I will also take the over 44.5 because I don't trust either one of these defenses to stop anybody.
Yeah, you know what Flacco did last week? He took the big fat L. That's what Joe Flacco did. Give me the Houston Texans at home. Ty God Taylor. will get things done in this one. So give me Tyrod in this one, and hopefully get Cooks involved. That'll help make this a lot better. But give me Houston and give me the over because I don't like both of these defenses. I think there's going to be points to be had as long as there's not a ton of turnovers in this game. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati, Bogman's favorite game of the week. Cincinnati minus 4.5, over under 45.
We day. Yeah, absolutely. We day. So give me Pittsburgh because right before we started recording, Mike Tomlin said he expects TJ Watt, Joe Hayden, Minka Fitzpatrick, Isaiah Loudermilk all to be back in this game.
Wow.
The Bengals embarrassed the Steelers at home. T. Higgins said they gave up and they quit. If you need any inspiration, any bulletin board material, that is it. Give me the Steelers and give me the over in this game as well.
Yep. Yeah, I don't need like having those guys back makes my pick of Pittsburgh even better in my mind. If anything, it was like these teams aren't that far apart to me, and to get 4.5 points means a lot. Like Cincinnati stomped them earlier this year. Pittsburgh's been getting better and better every week. They might not be winning every week, but they're getting better. They're getting kind of a flow going. I don't see Najee getting shut down again this week. I'll take Pittsburgh. I'll take the over in this one as well. It's got a good little back and forth AFC North ball game here, and I think Cincinnati still wins, but I think Pittsburgh covers. Chargers at Denver, AFC West action here. Chargers -3, over under 47.5.
All right. I'm going to take the Chargers here. I think what we really saw was them get out of this little slump they had been in against Pittsburgh and put up 41 points, which was huge. Really what was happening for them, in my opinion, was Justin Herbert was not right. Now, I don't like this game, and I probably wouldn't bet it because Denver's coming off the bye, and we've seen so many times. We just saw Houston beat Tennessee off the bye, and Tennessee was considered by Bubba and everyone else to be the best team in the AFC for a little bit, and that got smacked away real fast. I mean, I think we know that Kansas City is the best team in the AFC once again, especially with that defense playing the way it has. But I'll take the Chargers in this game. I just think they're flat out the better team. I don't trust anything that Teddy Bridgewater is doing right now. Denver can bow up on defense a little bit, so I will take the under in this game. I think it's, a division game. Those can be a little more hard fought. It's in Denver, which lends towards the under as well. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Chargers in the under in this one.
Yeah, I like the Chargers too. I'm hoping I'm not reading too much into them this past week, but I think they just kind of got slow out of the gates from that bye week, and they got back on track last week. This Denver team's fraudulent. And so I'm looking forward to the Chargers walking in there, getting a big divisional victory. So give me the Chargers. Give me the over in this one, though. I'm going to take the over in this one. I think some points get scored by the Chargers. Denver might get a little garbage time at the end to push that one over the top. Minnesota at San Francisco. Niners -3, over under 48. I cannot wait for this football game.
Yeah, I like this game as well. I don't know who to pick here. I'll take... See, this all depends on which Kirk Cousins we get. Are we going to get good Kirk Cousins? Are we going to get bad Kirk Cousins? Because he's Jekyll and Hyde 100%. I'm going to say that we get good Kirk Cousins.
It's not a primetime game, so you have a good chance to get good Kirk Cousins.
I'm going to take the Vikings. In this game, I'm just going to take the team really getting the points. I'll also take the over. We saw what happened last week against Green Bay. The Niners have been playing really well on offense recently. So give me Minnesota and give me the over.
I like those picks a lot, Bogman. We get Cousins, who's actually been better on the road this season than at home. Jefferson keeps taking the next leap. They're clicking on all cylinders on offense. Give me Minnesota, but give me the over because Minnesota gives up points galore as well. So Minnesota, the over, should be a fun one. Hopefully Jimmy G throws a pick 6 or 2 to make things really exciting. Rams at Green Bay. This would be the game of the week if we didn't have that wonderful Tampa Bay Indianapolis game. It's going to be at Lambeau. It's probably going to be cold. Green Bay -1, over under 47.5.
I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Rams. I don't like this toe injury for Aaron Rodgers at all. He talked about on your boy, the Pat McAfee show today a little bit as well. So I'm going to take the Rams on the road. They're coming off the bye too. We've seen that trend well. I'm also going to take the under because I just don't trust. Well, I don't know what is going on with your boy Rodgers. So that injury scares me a little bit. So give me the Rams, and I'll also go with the under on that one.
What's going on with Rodgers is all the injuries to the offensive line. That's what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. It's tough to stay going there. He needs his boys, Bakhtari and company, to come back, but we'll see when that happens. But I'll take Green Bay in this one. Green Bay gets the job done for me in this one. And then I will take the under as well, though I think it's a cold game. It's a kind of back and forth game as well. So give me Green Bay and give me the under as well. The heck are you doing?
I'm sorry, man. Yeah, there were a couple games that were not on the thing. So
Gotcha. All right. Well, then I'll keep going here. Tennessee at New England. We got Tennessee, or New England is at home, -6.5, looking to take over the AFC even more to prove how fraudulent I am. Over under 44.5, Bogman. What are you liking in this one?
In this game, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take New England. I don't believe anything that is going on with Tennessee. I think they got exposed against Houston. I don't like them in this game at all. I'm also going to take the under because you know what New England wants to do. They want to run the ball, control the clock, and beat you that way. Tannehill's been bad. He hasn't been putting them in a position to win at all. So give me New England and the under.
Yeah, I like New England to win this game, but I like Tennessee to cover this game. I think Tennessee keeps it close enough. Their defense shows up for them in a big way here to kind of bounce back after last week's absolute debacle. So just Tannehill can't be pick happy like he was last week. That was the biggest issue for him, and I think that gets things right this week. So I'll take Tennessee in this one, and I'll take the under as well. You know, in a big cold AFC Northeast game, two teams that know each other very, very well. You don't have Henry to run over everybody. Tennessee's got to play smart. They got to slow it down. New England has no problem slowing it down either. So give me Tennessee. Give me the under in this game. I think it's going to be a fun game, but New England going to get another W. I'll tell you that much. Philadelphia at the New York Giants. Philly -3.5, over under 46. Philly looked great last week. Giants looked absolutely horrible, and they're going to have a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, like I love the idea of a new offensive coordinator because you give the ball to Saquon. I don't care if he's coming off injury. You give the ball to him 12 times. What are you doing? This is your guy. If you're not going to give the ball 15 times, do not play him. I don't understand what was happening with that. You saw the effort had gone completely out of this offensive team. You saw Galladay wouldn't block for anybody. He was dropping balls. You had 11 targets for Kadarius Toney. Had 7 catches for 40 yards. What the hell? Like, let Danny Dimes drop back and throw it. Don't roll him left or right on every single play either. I think it's great that they got a new offensive coordinator, but I don't care. It ain't going to all work in 1 week. Give me Philly on the road in this game. I'll go with the over as well, just because I don't trust either one of these defenses.
This one's so silly to me because Philadelphia off that monstrous win where it looked like they were clicking again feels like such a letdown, but the Giants are a disaster, an absolute disaster. So give me Philadelphia in this one and give me the under. I'll take Philly on the under because I just don't know if the Giants score much at all. I know they're getting the new coordinator, but I'm with you. I don't know if it's a quick enough turnaround to make things change. So give me Philly and give me the under in this one. Carolina at Miami. Cam Newton coming to South Beach with CMC and company. Carolina -2 in this one, over under 42, and I don't like your pick.
Give me Carolina and give me the over. Cam Newton has those guys playing a little bit better. I know they lost to Washington, but he had to go up against his old head coach who knew all of Cam Newton's little tricks and everything. It was his first game back under center for the Panthers. Miami's been playing some good ball. I just don't trust them to beat a decent Carolina team, specifically that defensive side. But I do think this number is too low. So give me Carolina and the over.
I'm taking Miami. Homer call coming up.
Homer.
Yeah, go for it. Let me have it. I'll take Miami +2 in this one, as I think they're still clicking to it was frustrating because the opening drive, he was moving it fine. They're letting him do things, and they got conservative again. Gave Gaskin the ball at tons, which is fine. But remember what got you to where you are. So give me Miami in this one +2 and give me the over. I like the over much more than either side in this game. I do think points can be aplenty. Both teams should get to the 20s.
I mean, a 24-21 game gets
easily
you the over.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. I think both teams find 20 points at least.
Me too.
Miami and the over should be a fun one in South Beach. Cleveland, Baltimore. Baltimore -4, over under 46. Can Baltimore get going with Lamar and Hollywood hopefully coming back?
Yeah, I think so. What we've seen from Cleveland almost just lost to Detroit this week. And look, it's not their fault. They're a good team. You and I both picked them to win the North. I think they're probably still the best team in the North overall, but they are hammered right now. I mean, they're missing, Baker Mayfield is playing maybe at 50%. Nick Chubb is good, but they have nothing in the receiving game. Jarvis Landry is, he's looking better every week, maybe 75% though. Hopefully he'll be back up to 100% this week. Donovan Peoples-Jones is hurt. Kareem Hunt's still out. It's a mess for Cleveland right now. So I'm going to take Baltimore. I'm also going to take the under in this game just because I don't know how many points Cleveland is going to score.
Yeah, I think with Lamar coming back in Hollywood, I think they're going to move the ball just fine and put up their points. So I got Baltimore covering this one and winning it by at least a touchdown because I'm with you. Is Cleveland they're so banged up. What are they going to do unless Nick Chubb goes full like 200 plus yards and goes crazy, pulls a Jonathan Taylor? I think they're in trouble. It's going to be Baltimore, and I'm with you on the under. I just don't know how Cleveland scores. I really don't. They're so beyond bad. Like Baltimore could put up 30 points and still hit the under in this game.
Baltimore's really good at stopping the run, really bad against the pass, but Cleveland can't pass right now.
Yeah.
All they can do is run. So I think that all trends towards the under as well.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt's supposed to come back this week. That might help him a little bit, but I don't think it'll be enough.
And Monday, even when he's coming back, is he 100%? I bet he's another guy that's 65 to 70%. Yeah.
Yeah, they might want to just put what's his name under center and put
Chubb.
Mayfield.
Let's go Wildcat.
That works, but who is the backup? I'm zoning out now. Case
Keenum.
Keenum. Yes, Keenum might be better off right now than.
I had a Cleveland fan DM me and said I think they should go with Keenum this week, and that's pretty damning. They love Baker there, but Baker is clearly playing hurt, so they got to do something else.
Like Baker, I guess the thing that frustrates me is Baker's he's not a great quarterback, but he's not bad either. He's just he's so hurt right now.
I would say he's above. Like I would always say that your minimum NFL caliber starting quarterback was like peak Andy Dalton, right? Okay. And I think Baker's better than that.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but right now I think he's a little bit under peak Andy Dalton because he's playing so hurt and he's a tough guy and he's cutting it out and everything. But Jesus, give him a couple weeks off. Play Case.
He's playing like peak Jared Goff, so
right,
not good.
Yeah.
Seattle at Washington Monday Night Football. We got Washington -1 over under 46.5. Can Heineke do it 2 weeks in a row? And Seattle, man, bad.
Yeah, Seattle has nothing, dude. They have nothing right now. Russell Wilson clearly has come back too soon. Now I've taken them 2 weeks in a row, I think, and now I'm finally going to pick against them. So you guys know what that means. Hammer Seattle, but Washington's looked good 2 weeks in a row. They beat Tampa Bay. They beat up Cam Newton in Carolina. This is a tough game, but it's at home. Russell Wilson and company coming across the country to play in this game. The Seattle secondary has just got nothing right now. Colt McCoy torched them last week, and I love Colt, but it's not like he's prime Colt right now. So I'm going to take Washington. I will also I'll take the over 46.5 in this game. I think maybe Seattle starts to put it together in the second half, a lot like we saw that Philly and Saints game last week.
Yeah, I'm going with Washington as well. I have not picked Russ Wilson yet since his return. I've been going against him, and knock on wood, so far so good. I like Heineke. I've talked about him a lot on these shows this year. I know I said it even on Monday's show that he's inconsistent. He's still young, but when he plays well, he's really good. Like he's really good. So I think we see it on primetime again from him, and they put up a good showing. I like I'll take the over. I don't love it. But I'll take the over because even that game against Carolina, they put up 45, 46 points, something like that. So I think they can get to the over. It's going to be interesting, but give me Washington, give me the over on another. There's some bad football games again this week. It's going to be a rough end of the season, Bogman. There's some bad teams right now that it's just not going to get any better.
It always is that way at the end, right?
It just feels early though because we have that extra week to top it off.
Well, and that's also why a lot of these teams are still playing hard and competing. I don't know that anyone outside of the Jags, Texans, those teams are out of it, but the Jets are probably out of it.
There's still a good 20 teams or so that are in it.
But yeah, there's so many teams that are in it, and you just see the wild card race. If Pittsburgh just doesn't tie the week of Detroit, then in the tie game. It was if they lose that game, they're in 8th place and out of the playoffs. And if they win that game, they're the 2 seed. So they tie and they end up at 5, right? And now the Steelers are at 8 again after the loss to the Chargers because of the tie, because of not beating Detroit. They're sitting outside of the playoff outlook right now. So all that stuff is going to change so much between now and the end of the year. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a fun race down the stretch, but a lot of teams still alive and still in it. I think they should move that trade deadline back, by the way.
If they're going to extend the season, they should.
Yeah.
They really should, because there's a
I think
lot
it
of
should
teams
be
that
the end of this month.
yeah, there's a lot of teams that might trade for a running back right now or something.
Right.
That like you could have a lot of moving parts that make things really interesting.
Absolutely.
There's no reason to have it that early. There is none at all. So I'm with you 100% on that one. We'll see what happens. But what I do know will happen is we're going to have some more craziness, because that's what the NFL brings. So enjoy the picks for the week. Again, if you're into some Thanksgiving DFS action, if you're listening to this, you definitely are. So go check out the pre-snap show that dropped on Tuesday for you, where we break down all 3 games there. And then coming out for you later this week, your usual main slate preview. Only 10 games this week because of the holidays. We'll buzz you right through there. Everything you need over here at the Pre-Snap Podcast. And if you find something else you might need, go check out the LineStar app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Everything else you'll need to build your winning DFS lineups. But for now, check out Bogman on Twitter at Bogman Sports. I'm Matt Pediatric. Have a fun week, everybody.
See you. Good luck.
Thanks for listening to Pre-Snap Podcast, presented by LineStar app. Please like, comment, subscribe, and rate for good karma in your fantasy football games.